Whack back to Dubsy Bricks for another episode of Building Mandalore in Lego, and I'm going to be concentrating on the Great Forge to start with this week. Finally had the order come in from Lego.com, which has got the flame pieces to go around the bottom of the forge. So I'm going to start working on those and hopefully going to be able to get it to look how I want it to. So we're going to start off by moving this section up onto the table, put the flame bits in. Once we know they're good to go, I can concentrate on getting this section all permanently put in place and then put this roof section on top of that. Once I've done that, I can then start thinking about how I'm going to do the building above that. So without further ado, let's get this section over to the table. And there are the flame pieces all over the three forges. Really happy with how they've come out, and as you can see, I put some trans blue bricks and plates inside around the bulbs, and that's just to try and give it as much of a blue glow as possible. So next up, we're going to attach the centre pillar, put the forges back on, and then join them all together at the very top. And here is the plate section on top of the pillars, and it's all holding everything in place now. Due to the fact I've used the same technique as I used on here using the hinge pieces, everything lines up perfectly and it's all connected together on the top here. Now that I've connected it all, I can do the finer details by connecting some snot bricks to the studs on here, do some details on the beams and also that front section. Once I've done that, I'm just going to build it up a little bit more, then I'll be able to connect it to the roof itself. And that is the forge section all completed. Now I'm not going to put any additional lights in at the top here, as I want these to glow really well, and I thought the darker it was in there, that should be sufficient to light the room up. So hopefully that's going to work out really well. Now the roof section on here, I've made this 4 plates fix. It's quite strong now to take the weight of the building that's going to be above. Obviously the centre pillar there is acting as a support structure for the roof section, but I will be very careful when I do anything on top of here, as I'm sure if I put too much weight on it would eventually collapse. But it's pretty good how that's all coming on, so really pleased with that. Next up, I want to concentrate on this section just here. I have found out a load of light bluish grey wedge plates. I believe I've got what I need to build this section all up, and I don't actually need to order them from Lego.com. If I have, that'd be really good, because it's going to enable me to do a lot more on this section. The other thing I have got are some yellow plates now, so I will be able to work on the lift shaft there as well. Whether I've got exactly what I need, I'm not sure, but we'll certainly find out soon enough. So let's turn our attention to this part and see how we get on. And we managed to find out all of the wedge plates I needed in the light bluish grey, which has worked out well. So I don't have to order those in from Lego.com, which is good. So I can carry on with this part here. Now what I'm going to do before I attach this down is put the tiles over the snot bricks and headlight bricks on the walls there, just in case anything gives way. What I don't want to have to do is have to peel everything off to repair the damage that I do onto that. So I'm going to concentrate on doing that bit first of all, then I'll make a start on doing the lift shaft just in the middle there. Before I attach the top section onto here, I want to modify this section just here. Now behind here is a hinge piece the same as this. And the reason I put that there is you can't put a plate on that stud there due to that part of the hinge getting in the way. Now a couple of episodes ago, Trooper Caswell 7117 and I think it's Dan Van Der Leest 7117, both pointed out that you can actually put a quarter tile in front of the hinge piece on there, so it's nice and flush. So I'm going to change these over, and that way I can have a nice smooth finish all the way along the wall rather than have these modified plates protruding out of there. So that's come in really helpful on this mock and also on my Gotham build series as well. So thanks very much guys for pointing that out to me, much appreciated. So let's get that amendment made, now we can build that wall all the way back up and get that top section put on. is the top section coming on really nicely. As you can see, it's all been tiled off here, put a few details in, and I will be doing some more details along this section. Now, as you can see in the picture on screen here, there is a little bit that overhangs on this part here opposite the lift shaft there, so I just need to work out what I'm going to be doing with that. The other thing with this lift shaft is it's longer that way obviously than going backwards, and in the picture as you can see it's rotated around the other way, so unless I can do something on the back there to give the illusion that it goes the opposite way, unfortunately it's not going to be that screen accurate. But at least the elevator shaft is in there, and as you can see that's all how it's going to be now, and it is actually attached to the bottom there. As it's turned out, I was waiting for all of the wedge plates to do it in a light bluish grey colour, and I've totally covered over, so I could have actually been doing this a little bit sooner than I have, but this did take quite a while to work out the technique that I wanted to do before I could actually go ahead and build it. But really happy with how that has come out. But anyway, let's get back to working out what we're going to do on this section here and see what we can do on that side as well. Just checking in one final time for this update, and we've made a little bit more progress here on the top of the Mandalore mock. Looking at the before and after picture here, I'm really pleased with the amount of progress I managed to get done in this update. Use a little bit of artistic license on these sections just here. I've tried to make it as accurate as possible to what you see in the source material, and I really do like the view that you get from above. It is a shame that there are the little bits, the little gaps in between the two sections there, but obviously trying to make something round with square bricks is very difficult. Now in the source material, this top section here to me looks like it's a darker grey than the rest of it. So I think I will change all of these curved slopes up once I've got some into the dark bluish grey, as well as the tiles behind. And you won't see these studs on the back here once I've tiled it all off. I just ran out of the 1x2 light bluish grey tiles there. So I will get that all changed. Still need to do a little bit more work on the top of the lift shaft just there, as well as putting a lift in there. Now the lift is not going to be an operational lift, but I will have something in there which is transporting some troops down to the bottom. The front section along here, I'm so pleased to see that all nice and smooth along there. So again, a massive thank you to the two people that pointed out that I could use the quarter tiles in front of the hinges just there. Now the floor section at the back there, again, this isn't how it's going to be when it's all finished. I just wanted to put that back on there as I did last week, just to give you a better visual of how this mock's going to be looking. And again, those buildings, they're probably going to be moved as well. This section over here, it's nice to finally have the roof on there, and again the forges in here, really pleased with how they've come out, and it's nice to have finally finished that. The lights do work, and I will show you those in the finale all lit up. But yeah, all in all, really pleased with how this is all coming on. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. The more people we have subscribed to the channel, the more it helps the channel grow and others to find the channel. So if you know anybody else that you think would be interested in the Building Mandalore series or the Gotham series, if you could please share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for walking by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.